All right. Greetings, everyone. This is the new moon of January, and I'm so excited to have everyone together. Thank you all for joining, and I hope everyone's feeling awesome, really great. We went through some of the housekeeping, but if you have any questions, just shout out or use the chat on the very bottom. And just to get us all cohesive together and bring our energies together, let's light a candle and get this thing launched. We'll take a few deep breaths. If you have a candle with you and you want to do the candle lighting together, we can all do this together. If not, we'll let this be the candle to unite us. Take a couple of deep breaths together. And let this flame represent the wild spirit which burns within each of us. And as we awaken our own wild spirit, we awaken the collective spirit. Nice. All right, so it's January. Happy full moon, new moon. And just to get everyone comfortable and together, let's do a quick introduction. We'll just say our name, where we are in the world, and just a word about how you feel right now, tonight. That can be either how you feel at the moment, or if you're feeling a freedom superpower, you can use that. So I'll go first, and then we'll just go around. Those that are on camera, those that are not on camera and you have access to the chat, just write in the chat your name, where you are in the world, and just a word of how you feel, and a freedom superpower if you have one or if you want to share. So I'll start. I am Ember. I am in Atlanta, Georgia. And feeling a superpower of releasing all the caged animals, that being metaphoric for releasing the wild animal in myself. Yes, I'll go with that. Anna, you're next on my screen.
Okay. I'm Anna Moni, and I am in Oceanside, California. And if I was going to say a superpower, I'd have to say connecting to my future self and learning to listen to what is the best potential choice, the best outcome.
Nice. Very nice. Thanks. All right, Kathleen.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Kelly, and I live in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, just north of Atlanta. And my superpower, just having started the new year, done some amazing traveling, and then come home to some conflict with my stepdaughter, I found that I find so much freedom in being able to allow myself to start over in relationships, and just ownership of like my mood, and ownership, and being able to really apologize for I guess I just had to really apologize for bringing a lot of negativity into the house over some expectations that I had. And you know, when I was able to like really be informed by my emotions, I'm sorry if I'm being unclear, but I was able to like reconnect, you know, our heart. Like I was able to really connect with, I guess, really have empathy for what she was going through. And so I think maybe when it comes down to it, I think that I do have a lot of empathy. So that's probably like, I find a lot of freedom in being empathetic with others. Sorry, it took me a second to get there.
No, that's
That's
fine.
okay.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Mhm.
Kathy?
Hey, I'm Kathy Howell, and I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, and just feeling fulfilled tonight. I've been with my family most of the day, and that always brings me joy. And my freedom superpower would be in being in alignment with what my purpose and my passion is.
Nice. Yes, has a lot to do with what we're going to talk tonight about, I think. Yes, okay, so we have Jenny that is in Brooklyn, New York. Hi, Jenny. Freedom starting today from an ineffective work situation, feeling free and empowered by having the long overdue and awaited conversation and being able to release energy now to things I am truly passionate about. Wow, that's a big day. That's awesome. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you and welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yes, if anybody else wants to throw in the chat where they're from, and we would love to hear from you. But it's time
We
to
have
talk
one
about
more up there.
We
Crystal Moon. Yeah, she's in Tucker,
Crystal,
Georgia.
Crystal. Thank you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And her superpower is I love life.
Yes, that's an
Yes.
awesome superpower. Yes, thank you, Crystal. Oh yeah, and thanks, Moen. For some reason it didn't show that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so freedom is our topic, right? So the technical definition. Everything goes well when I'm loving life. Yes, Crystal. Awesome. Yeah. To think, speak, and act in accordance to what one wants. The technical definition of freedom. Especially the metaphysical definition of freedom. The courage of inner peace. And I've got to throw in there the responsibility of inner peace, and only because we're in Capricorn, and Capricorn's all about responsibility. And when you think about it, we have to take our own responsibility to have that inner peace or that freedom. I want to go through, and I believe everyone has it. I hope so. I've posted everywhere and sent it everywhere. But I wanted to go through what I term the socks, the system of correspondences, everything related to freedom. And these are items that we can focus on throughout this entire month. We can choose our modalities that work for us. We can take these modalities and try something new. We can utilize those in meditation, but everything is related to freedom. Everything is a connection with inner peace as well. So to start, I always like starting with the moon, and for freedom, the full moon and the balsamic moon is going to be the prime time for this. So now as we're sitting in the new moon talking about this is kind of our shadow side. So this is the time of reflection and contemplation, but we're going to take that time in the full moon to really charge where the work that we start now for the next 2 weeks. And then the balsamic moon is at the very end. So it'll be at the very end of the moon cycle, just a few days prior to the next full moon. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are the best days of the week to focus. That gives us a lot. And when you think about it, really, it's just the weekend. So what we would consider like in normal working situations, the weekend being that time of freedom and expansion and time to do what you want, what you need, what you feel is your soul's purpose. So any time for the weekend. The mantra, the secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. The color is white. Purple is also another really good color for this as well. But white will be the primary color. Amethyst is the stone. The essential oils are lavender, ylang ylang, and chamomile. Plants, herbs, incense, chamomile, and lavender. This is an earth element. The metal is silver. The number is 22. The animals are dove and dolphins. The food is coconut. I threw a rune stone in there, which I don't always do. We can talk about that if you guys want to, but Tiawaz is the rune stone. And some beautiful symbols that we can utilize for freedom would be a fountain, a boat, or a pathway. And we do talk about our pathways and our journeys a lot. So creating that freedom pathway. So the full moon, the height of the full moon is this evening. It is 8:28 p.m. Eastern time. And we have 24 hours in the front and in the back of that to do most of our best manifestation, or in the new moon aspect, the best time for contemplation and meditation. So we have until tomorrow night at 8:28 p.m. Eastern time. So to talk about like the astrology and Capricorn and some of the astrological aspects, Monique, would you like to take some of that?
Sure. So we do have a solar eclipse that is happening tomorrow. So I think we're approaching the beginning really of the new moon right now. Is that right? And then tomorrow is the middle. And so this partial solar eclipse is going to be happening right in the middle of the new moon. So everything that we're doing in this new moon energy is going to be magnified by the power of the sun, supercharging a reset, if you will. And like Kim was saying, Capricorn is very much about structure, control, leadership, tradition, institutions. It almost feels like on some level it could be considered the other side of quote unquote freedom, if you will, which is really almost poetic the way that worked out for us, because the new moon is in Capricorn with this solar eclipse, and it's right at the new year as well. It's really a perfect time for us to make these intentions that can kind of carry us through this new eclipse season, which is starting and it lasts about 6 months. So this eclipse season will go until July. So we've got, I think, let's see, I took some notes here. So we've got 5 planets. We're counting the sun and the moon, along with Mercury, Pluto, and Saturn, which are all in Scorpio. Excuse me, not Scorpio, Capricorn. Venus is actually coming out of Scorpio. I had that written down. We're not going to talk about that. Anyways, so this solar eclipse actually matches one that happened 18, almost 19 years ago in December of 2000, of the year 2000. So kind of look back at like what you were doing at that time and kind of see kind of the cycle, if you will, of looking at the past. And then also you could really look at this as intention setting for the next 18, 19, or 20 years if you want to. So it's kind of an interesting point for us. For me, in my early 20s, I had kind of looked ahead 20 years to see where I was going to be. And it's kind of a weird thing to think, okay, now I got to look another 20 years ahead. And, who am I going to be then? It's going to be, approaching 60. I have a grandbaby. He could be having kids by then. Who knows? So, it's a really kind of interesting moment where we can look at the past, present, and future and kind of see where do we want to be in the next 20 years. So I'm excited about that. I look kind of back on the past, and I made a decision. Kim, I'm out.
You're cutting in and out, Mo.
Yeah. So
I'll give you a second.
can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay. No, we did for a minute.
Wait. Okay.
There we go.
Well, I basically most of it.
Okay, I think we lost you for a second. There you are. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah, fine.
Okay, yeah. So that was basically it. I said everything that I wanted to say. Hopefully you caught most of that. But this is a really auspicious partial solar eclipse with a new moon that really gives us a chance to look back into the past and the future and really just make some commitments for what we want moving forward. Capricorn is really the energy of like, get in there and get it done. So, with all of these planets that are in Capricorn at the same time, it really does give us some energy to push through and get those, intentions set for 2019 heading into 2020 and the next 20 years too. So
kind of like, this is how we're going to do it. Let's do it. Let's move on and let's get this done.
Yeah.
Because we see the freedom when we know what to do now to get there.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh. Whoa, yeah, that's heavy. That's it makes sense that Capricorn's at the first of the year, right after holidays, and it's like back to the grind,
Yep.
You have your fun, but now, it's time to be serious. It's time to get this going.
Right. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of planets that are helping us move through that energy, so.
I'm going to need it. That Aries energy, that helps too. It is time to go. I know there's some of that happening right now as well.
Yeah, Mars is in Aries. Mars just moved into Aries, which is its home planet. So I know for you, that's awesome. Miss Aries.
Accomplish a lot of things right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Or at least start a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a perfect time to start. There's no retrograde planets, nothing. It's all green lights right now for hard work and focus.
So I'm a Virgo, and I realize that like I love doing things well, but I have a really hard time when I'm getting started, and so this is the awkward phase for me, is the getting started. So it's like, it's good to be on this call because like I need I don't know what it is. Like I get a little shy, and maybe like a little bit what do they call it? Like self-conscious or something. When it's like, I get these like great intentions, I know what I need to do. And then I can kind of stumble. And I feel like that's kind of what happened when I came home from, I took all these amazing trips, at the end of the year. And I was present to just a lot of beauty. A lot of people were sharing a lot of powerful things and stuff. And then I came home and there was a lot of fatigue in trying to, get myself back together, get the house together, deal with everybody. And I think like what really came up for me was that I need to take care. Like the only way that I'm going to, get these intentions completed is by taking care of myself and not, I don't know if this makes any sense, but not expending so much energy on stuff that doesn't matter. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it
does.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, even in the Capricorn energy of cut to the chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rituals, just the part of the daily rituals, the self-love rituals that you do, I think will make a huge difference in that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I noticed that like the only time, I mean, it's like whenever, because I'm pretty, in daily life, it seems like I'm really productive and stuff. And so I don't know where all this like sort of, I don't want to even call it anxious energy. It's like, it's kind of like a wild energy that makes me uncomfortable right now. That's what it is. So it's like, I'm just having to like I realize like I want to be a little bit more careful about the energy that I'm bringing into situations. But I think like what you talked about, like bringing more self-love rituals into my daily life would help a lot. I think I've been in a spirit of a lot of doing, and I kind of I need to sort of retreat back into, I mean, just being here in my office feels so nurturing, and I so rarely get into my office. So.
Do you have Aries in your natal chart? Do you know?
I have, no, I think it's like, I'm a Virgo and Libra.
I just asked because when we did Aries full moon, it was, I think, I kind of looked at my chart and I found Aries in places that I hadn't really seen before, and it made a lot of things make sense. But when you're saying you feel like this active energy of like you're having to watch what you're saying, I don't know, that feels kind of Aries like to me. But it's in this, it's up there right now, like, Mars literally is coming into its home planet right now, so that kind of fits nicely with that.
Yeah. Did you guys set intentions like for your year for or is this like what you
I would say that's this. Yeah.
The yearly intentions, I'd say over the last 3 to 4 years have just been like a 1-2 word thing. Just like a word of the year, concept of the year sort of thing, instead of like real, I don't know, instead of like taking that action, it's really more of a blanket. And I think it has morphed into what we do with the moon each month is finding that intention that is purposeful in not only our daily lives, and we'll work together to figure out what the intentions are, but what it is in our daily lives, but what's happening in the world, what's happening astrologically, what the collective conscious is moving into. And that has really been more of my New Year's intentions. Yeah.
My husband and I did just a very brief little thing where we, right before midnight, we wrote down a few things about what we want more of in 2019 and a few things that we want less of.
Oh, that's
so
good.
As not to be, as to try to be actively moving forward and then away from other things, And so I put down like that, that I want more fun this year, vitality and completion. That's what I kind of set as my intention.
Nice.
Because I think that that's what I'll need for completion. I'll need to make it fun. Like I just have some big projects that have been hanging out there that mean a lot to me that I've had a hard time completing because I've been more focused on family. And I think that this year, like I have a stepdaughter who's going away to college, and and I'm trying to make this like an exciting time, you know? I mean, I think it's going to be, it's going to have its challenges, but I think that like, I really want to make it a positive thing, you know? So completion.
This time of the year, this moment, this January, this Capricorn energy is really a good time to sit down and put those lists together and action items, even if it's just for, I don't know, a few minutes each day, and make that a ritual to help you with that completion, to help you with that fun, knowing that that's what's in the future.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
We've got a few comments.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks. Go ahead, Mo.
No, you're fine.
We saw them at the same time.
Yeah.
I set 6 guideposts for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really cool. I have a yearly intention as well as a monthly intention, Kathy says.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Oh, okay. So Jenny, the guideposts, they're about border areas to keep in mind. Oh, I like that. So it's almost like always surrounding you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, we'll be sharing our yearly intentions. Mo, did you set anything in particular for the year?
Yes, actually, my intention for this year has really been to find the parts of my personality that I would call glamour and kind of own them more. Just relating to, you know, teenage years, trauma, you know, the awkwardness that comes with that age, along with other things as well. So my focus was really to kind of connect to my 14 to 16-year-old self. I know that the path that I'm on is very much in line with what that version of me would have loved to see. So it really is about being bold, I guess, and just embracing this age, this time.
So connecting with that inner child.
Yeah. I mean, inner child, more of a
inner child. Yeah.
More of a teenage years, like talking about this, you know, this 18, 19 year cycle. I mean, obviously I was already out of my teenage years then, but the version of who I was at that point was definitely not, you know, I'm a Virgo too. So I've got that shyness and, you know, desire to be, you know, modest and the one that's behind the camera instead of in front of the camera. Right. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just being ready to speak and use, you know, we've been working for the past few years on really developing this voice and the direction and all this, and, you know, just connecting to parts of myself where that kind of desire to be in front and be a leader and speak kind of was taken away.
So that's kind of like the time of your life where you feel that freedom, but yet you don't know what to do with it. You know, you're young teens. You want that freedom.
Yeah.
But yeah, clueless where to go with it. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too that, you know, being in an age like where you're just about to launch into adulthood. So it's kind of like you have all the idealism and the energy, and not necessarily the experience, you know, but there's such a boldness at that time too. You know, sometimes like, you know, I remember like being, taking a journey across the country, making a film, a documentary. And I started it when I was like about 27. Anyway, and it took me, like 5 years to complete. And I remember thinking to myself, like, if I had known how hard it was going to be, I don't know if I necessarily would have done it. You know what I mean? But because I didn't know, I just like, I was committed to completing it. And there was such power in completion. And so I think that that's wonderful that you have that energy. It's almost better that you don't know what the journey is going to look like at this point, that with that teenage kind of boldness and excitement.
The loss of inhibition.
Yeah. That's fun.
Freedom to be oneself.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom to be oneself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think that is such a simple sentence, but think how many layers are in that, really.
Mm-hmm.
How many layers we put in ourselves. How many masks we wear on a daily basis to be the person our friends, our family, our significant others, our bosses, our coworkers, our like who other people like expect or want us to be. And how often do we really just say, hey, I am that bold to be whoever it is I want to be all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how deep does that freedom go? Freedom is nothing but a chance to be better. All right, so I had something here to help us kind of work through a couple of freedom ideas. It's one of the emotions that we desire most. As an emotion, it is the opposite of guilt.
That's interesting.
Isn't it? That really stuck out, especially like being raised Catholic. That resonated in a way that I didn't expect it to. Like I had to read it 3 or 4 times, and I wanted to share it with you guys and see how you felt about it. Freedom is one of the emotions that we desire the most. As an emotion, it is the opposite of guilt.
I feel like that is really what my 14, 15, 16-year-old self is getting rid of. It's like I said, the idea of expanding glamour or being brave. We were taught to glorify God, that, our personal glamour, if you will, was first of all not important, and maybe even something dangerous or shameful, guilty, right? So that fits in for me really well.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Well, it's interesting.
Said something.
Like, not to get into politics or anything, but it's like I was feeling really, I felt really depressed this past year. Part of it was, I think medication, but it was also just kind of the state of the world. And there's something exciting about, talking about freedom. There was something really exciting about seeing all these like women coming into Congress, and knowing that there's just more female energy at the helm, making decisions in our country, like a certain vitality to that. that's exciting. And I know for me, like, I think maybe just my whole intention this year of fun and vitality and completion has so much to do with like, I have to generate, like, I want to generate that in my life. There's something about, when you talk about the guilt, like I went to several Catholic masses, like with my mother when I was visiting her this past week. And I also went when I was in Reykjavik. And, I grew up with that ritual, and there was a lot of beautiful parts of the ritual. And then there was also like there were also some messages there that weighed on my heart a little bit. And this was in a place where it's like, I don't know if any of you guys have been to Iceland, but it's so, it was so cold and wild and beautiful, and it's got all this geothermal energy. And what came to me was like, that like so much of what I need is within myself, and I put myself in situations that inspire me, and I don't need anyone's permission anymore to be free, or you know what I mean? Like, I really like, it's like, I know that Catholicism is really important for a lot of people, and there are a lot of beautiful aspects to it, and and I can embrace all those. But I think like what's really calling to me now in my life is nature. And I went into ice caves, and it was cold and crisp and and beautiful, and it actually rained a lot while I was there, which was fine too. I rode horses, and I was like, and it was kind of wild. Like, I'd never ridden like English style, it was like instead of Western style. And I don't know. I mean, I saw the moon rise like at 9 o'clock in the morning, or no, I saw the moon set. It was at the end of the solstice when I got there. So, and it was, and thank God I got there when I did, because it kind of got rainy after that. But like I saw the moon set, and then later on in the day, I was in this geothermal pool, which was just so like beautiful and wonderful and warm, and it was like freezing cold out. And then like I saw the moon rise again, like maybe 6 hours later.
Oh wow!
It was full, and it was that's when the moon was at its fullest. And it was so bright, and I was so at one with nature. And like I helped organize this trip and get there, and that I can have that sort of magic every day, I guess, is what I felt. And so it's like when you talk about freedom, I think about it's like just the freedom to sort of worship in the way that is meaningful for me every day. It's getting on calls with women, like you guys. It's about talking about what things mean to us. But also, I'm fascinated with the way that you guys study all the universal elements that we're talking about astrologically and energetically, and so that's, for me, it's the freedom to choose what I want to believe, and
Without the guilt.
yeah, without the guilt. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about the freezing weather, I actually that I can turn around in the and have you. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
No, say it again. You cut out for a second. No.
For the winter. Okay.
All right. While we're waiting for you to come back, Mo, Crystal chimed in saying that this is who I am is sometimes elusive for me. I have often thought that I was being my true self. But as I have gotten older and done more and more healing, I realize I was not really connected with my true self as much as I thought. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. We were talking. Oh, yeah. That's, well, okay. Does that always happen as we grow? I wonder if we're always looking back thinking we didn't fully understand the concept of what we do in the present moment. Oh, Crystal Moon. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you, Crystal Moon. Mo, are you back?
I don't know. Am I?
Yes, you are. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, on what Crystal Moon said, I think I've had that feeling as well of, maybe I wasn't as connected as I thought. I think that there's an evolving that happens, but, the younger self doesn't always have that 20/20 vision that we have in the current. So
we'd have to think of that even like in present moment of no matter how connected that we think we are or evolved that we think we've become to from our past selves, we still haven't even tapped in yet to what we can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discover our true selves more and more as we heal from our early hurts. Yeah, that's beautifully said, Crystal Moon. Mo, okay, I got something to say. You typed in, I think this is when you were cutting out a few moments ago. What do I want to hibernate this cold in order? Wait, hang on, let me read that again. It's a metaphor, the winter months being a metaphor of what do I want to hibernate this cold in order to blossom in the spring. All right. I love that. That's awesome. It's like utilizing it as an incubation period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So when Kathleen was talking about the cold, it's like this younger version of myself that maybe I'm trying to, gently take out of the cryo therapy, pause control room of trauma that it was on from, 15, 16, 17 years old, take it out, I'm going to let it thaw out and I'm going to have something brand new blossom, almost like I'm, taking stem cells or something and creating something brand new for now. So that's kind of where I was like, okay, I use the word glamour. That's really the word that I'm using around this. I'm taking this piece of glamour that was taken away from me and holding it here in a hibernation, incubation, and then, gonna have something new with it in the next few moon cycles.
When you say glamour, is there something that, when you say that something was taken away from you, was that sort of like a guilt, shame thing?
Oh, the actual event was a bunch of other kids sent to bad kids camp, and it was very much like you have the dunce cap on. It's like black kind of thing, like there were evil spirits kind of over us kind of thing. So we were all sat down in this meeting hall. We left bad kids camp and came to like the main church auditorium, and I had given myself the new name Victory because I was super asthmatic, and the bad kids camp was called the Victor Program, and they did a comedy skit. I was sitting in the front row, and it was called Vicky Victor Gets the Victory. So it was like I had like 600 eyeballs and 300 mouths that were just like cackling in laughter behind my face, behind my head. Like I could feel them all behind me looking at me while this comedy skit was on stage, basically making fun of the fact that I got sent to bad kids camp. So, that was the main situation that I feel like, instead of, I was the dunce cap kid, like the black sheep example.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of guilt, lots of shame.
Yeah, and it's always interesting, like, to see how, like, just having a couple teenagers and seeing the things that they deal with, like, it's so, like, kids can be so incredibly cruel, and so much of that cruelty comes out of just them being uncomfortable with themselves, so it's interesting, like, yeah, like how powerful those early experiences can be, and it really wasn't about us, but of course that's how it feels at the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy mentioned something.
Glamour.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kathleen, say that again.
Oh, I said I'm enrolled in your glamour for the next.
Kathy had mentioned, and it's been a couple of moon cycles ago, but it reminds me of the glamour a little bit, but she was talking about tapping into her feminine side. I'm talking about you, Kathy, like you're not here, and I know you're right there, but I know you've been on pause. But about tapping into that feminine energy like never before, and being more, and if you can talk, Kathy, go ahead. I don't want to talk for you if you can jump in, but I thought that was really interesting.
No, you can share your take on it, because, yeah, I was thinking about through all of this, my grandson's here, so I've been present, but he's also been right beside me, so he's very much wanted to talk to you guys, but mute is good for that. So, but just my take on the freedom is I didn't physically run away from home, but at 17, because I was very controlled from my parents, I left as quick as I could. As soon as I graduated and could get enough money to leave, was to find my freedom, and created a hard life for myself, of course, because, when you're have a little cushion, that makes things easier. And it's all about perspective. I did a lot of reflection last month through our intention, and just moving forward with that, the freedom and being able to have the freedom that I gave myself at 17 has given me a life of that I've been able to make a lot of good choices and a lot of bad choices, and there's always consequences, there's to every action, and so because of, like, kind of going with what you were just saying, Kim, about the feminine thing, is I chose to be hard and chose the masculine side of what a person can be like, because I felt like I had to be tough to have my freedom. Whenever, as a lady and as an attractive lady, you tend to have different situations. And so, I put that hard shell around myself. And so through these new moon chats and through that focused intentions is to choose to be a softer side of myself. And it's been fun, and I've enjoyed it. And it's easy because the shell is easy, to get back into that. But great. And, but yeah, I think it's harder for me to connect with my more feminine side, but I'm definitely happy I'm doing it. So.
Yeah, because I remember you talking about wearing pink, a color you've never considered before and never liked. And I'm with you. Like, I don't like it either. Um, okay. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So Crystal Moon wrote, something about incubation. So I find that winter is like the incubation period of the cycle of life. I don't know what is going on in the unconscious. I just have to be still, silent, and trust. Yeah, that's for sure. And sometimes so hard to do and sometimes so easy. I'm interested to see what kind of, okay, well, first of all, let's throw it out there. How many people are meditating every day? Kathy?
Yeah.
Woo, Kathy.
I'm not good at it, but
No, Jenny's not. No, it's hard to do, and it comes in so many different forms. And I think that's one reason that I like to throw the system of correspondences, the socks out there, just to, Crystal Moon meditates every day, sometimes twice. Oh God, I love that. You've got to help us. It's really important to have like those rituals, and those become meditative, like today I was meditating, and I try to every single day, just a few minutes. And today, like the one thing that kept coming through, I was thinking of freedom. I was like, let's focus on my topic and just like lose myself, blank slate, whatever comes through. And the first thing that came through in meditation was that old Zen proverb of carry water, chop wood, enlightenment, carry water, chop wood. And I made that connection of like, that is freedom and responsibility at the same time. That is you go through the systematic rituals of life, what is for your higher purpose, what is for your best good, your best interest. And these just bursts of enlightenment, aha moments occur. And then you go back to that ritual. You stay with that ritual, those focuses, and others will occur eventually. Kathleen hasn't been regular doing it, but when I do, it's so calming. Yeah, it is. There's an app that I use. I don't know why the app has helped, but it really has. And it's another woman that's been in circle with us for a long time. She's not here tonight, but Jen introduced it to us it's a long time ago, maybe a year ago, of this app, this meditation app. And it's just so simplistic. And I don't know why, for some reason, it makes me want to do it every day. It makes me think, oh, I've got to set the timer. I like that tone that I have. I try different tones. I set it for a specific time, 11 minutes. That's all I can do every day at this moment. And for some reason, that app really helps. I don't know. Anybody have anything they want to share of what helps them get into that? Yeah, I'm sure we'd all love some advice.
the app helps me a ton. I like it as well.
You use the app, that same app?
The meditation timer, or what is it called? Timer? It's something timer.
Insight Timer.
Insight timer. Yeah, I was gonna say yes. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I've tried it, but I usually fall asleep otherwise. Like if I do it, but I do love I do like the Insight timer.
There's a Calm app. Kathleen says there's a Calm app too. Okay, yeah, I'll try that one as well.
Yeah, so I find
Crystal Moon used Insight
6
Timer
years.
too.
Yeah, she's got six. No wonder. Like we need to try that more.
Wow.
nice.
93% days. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, so I don't know what it is about that really makes a difference, but it does. I'm sorry, Mo, go ahead.
I feel like I think like I go through phases where I'm like open mind meditation as opposed to more active action taking types of meditation. It's telling me that. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And Kim, as you know, and Kathy, we've been really focused on outside action and a lot of, movement. Over the summer, I did a lot of personal self-empowerment and, just working through some layers that had become apparent to me. But I'm at the point where I feel like I've done a ton of work, and you can only take so much action before it's time to sit quiet again. So I'm ready to move into that quiet meditative work again, because I think I've done a lot of outward action, and I'm ready to go within again. I feel like there'll be new information. So I'm excited about that.
I like working with the moon cycles too, and the fact of the yin and yang, and just the whole, it's that be do, and
Amit.
yeah, it's
Amit Kaswami, my man. Doobie doobie doo.
yeah, I think that has helped me more than anything this past year too, is really just the action and then breathe. And
It's 8 o'clock.
Is that our timer?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. It says what it is, yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to read something for you guys because it was mentioned a moment ago and it caught my attention. There was an oracle card that I pulled, and it has been a couple of weeks ago. I knew that our freedom was coming up, and I just kind of hoarded it away and brought it out as a thought. I didn't even think to bring it, the actual card for you to see, and I apologize. I wasn't even going to mention it tonight, actually. It was just on a list over here. But we touched on it, so I want to share. All right, so this is talking about freedom. Prompted to review areas of limitation in life that might be holding you back. You alone have the freedom to choose how you play these areas. This spiritual freedom gives life meaning and purpose. For every action, there is an equal reaction, and that freedom carries responsibility. Use your freedom wisely. Choices can create prisons.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
We got deep again. Yeah. Okay. Well, now that the timer's gone off, I feel like we're we're close to the end.
Kimberly, can I just jump in real quick? You were going to touch on the rune that was listed for freedom. Could you expand on that?
I wish I had one with me. I'm looking around to see, because I had a couple over there, but I don't think I have Tiwa's. Yeah, so Tiwa's, and I'll share it in social media. I'll share it through all the aspects that everybody does. So you have it. There is a symbol of it. It's a little mini symbol of it. It's just basically an arrow straight up. But Tiwa's is freedom. That is like the sign for freedom.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was they use a lot of runes in Iceland, and anyway, I was curious. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you see a lot of them? Like, how did they use them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wear them. I got a book on them. It's a lot of Nordic culture references, so a lot of things about the different gods, the Thor and the Loki and the, all of that. And then also, the runes were but it's a country of symbols. I mean, you see symbols everywhere. I mean, so I've been wanting to learn more about runes, and people wear them a lot. So.
Like and carved in wood or carved in stone or just like a piece of silver or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to do. The next time we meet, I'll have to. I didn't see them I saw them more like they had them in. I saw it in the jewelry a lot. Trying to think of, but I didn't actually see them in nature.
Yeah.
Not like in Ireland. Like Ireland, like you'll see a lot of the symbols actually carved into the ancient ceremonial locations that they had, and the spin, the spirals and the different things like that. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
That is cool. Okay, anybody want to add anything before we close out? Before we close out then, let's all sit a moment with our journals and make a note of what it is we want to set our intention, our freedom intention on, an action item that we want to use. And let's use Kathleen's intention concept of, let's set something that we want to, an action item we want to do during this full moon, during this moon cycle through to the full moon, and after the full moon, something we want to release, something connected to freedom. So take a moment and just write that intention. Take a couple of deep breaths. I'm going to throw out a few focus words for us, in case it jogs something, inspires. Vocation, career, discipline, integrity, wisdom, maturity, responsiveness, reliability, legacy, realization, and peace. All right, and when you're finished, just either give a wave or an okay in the chat bar, or
Will you repeat the questions, please?
or the focus words.
No, what the original question, please?
Just setting an intention for the month for yourself, an action intention, and something to release.
Thank you.
It's connected with freedom. With what freedom means to you, what you want out of this month's intention of freedom.
All right. Well, it's not very sexy, but I think
You're so cute.
mine is organize, and I want to leave behind confusion.
Oh. Yeah, that's great.
Like I was first thinking like truth, but then I thought, no, I know what the truth of the thing is. It's like I really just need to organize myself to get the work done.
That's great. I am releasing blurred lines. Yeah. And then the daily action is I'm going to utilize this Capricorn moon. So I will have daily action items for my business, for what it is. My daily action items will take place at in a timed manner.
Mm-hmm.
More organized than before. So yeah, I guess organization. Yeah.
Well, I downloaded the app. Does that count?
Yes. Check.
Yeah, I downloaded it, and I'm definitely ready. I know we've been talking about this a lot, but my meditative work has been much more action oriented, and I'm ready to get back into that quiet space. So I'm excited. Jenny said she downloaded it too. Yay!
Nice. All right, Crystal Moon, done with my action and release intentions and
Nice.
And oh wait, her okay, so my action is a piece of art I started last spring. My release is the past. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, and you're welcome. Yeah. So Crystal Moon saying thanks for getting together and having such a safe space to share.
I love it.
And I'm going to use that as a promotion. So on the full moon circle will be on the 20th of January in Atlanta. Details coming. 7 p.m. if time prevails. I'm still trying to work out the details of the location. So, but anyway, it will be the 20th. And yeah.
So here I'll promote mine. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, but I plan to have one on the 21st at 7 p.m.
You are doing it.
I am doing it. Yep, I decided.
Yes.
And it will be at my house, but we'll obviously message for details on that. So, and I decided to do the new moon tomorrow. We're doing a vision board at my house too, which I was not planning to do, but I had too many people asking, and I've promoted it on my business page, and I have people that I don't even know that are coming. So
nice.
Obviously it's needed. So that's fun.
All right, good. We got it in Lexington.
Yeah. Not yet, but really soon we'll be doing it in Oceanside, California too.
Yeah. February.
Yes.
February. March at the latest, but February.
Right.
Okay, so Crystal Moon is making a fire goddess figure. Oh, that's what the piece of art is. Oh, please share when it's complete. We would love to see that. All right. I think we're ready to close this out. Any last thoughts, ideas? Yes, she'll be happy to share. Good.
I got mine. I'll share as my action is to continue with my daily rituals to create the freedom that I desire in my business and life. And I am releasing the need to feel accepted by others.
Love it.
Good one.
God, that one's so important. Yeah, love it.
It is important.
Jenny loves it too.
And good things came out of the...
Crystal Moon loves it too.
Did you have a good winter solstice?
Oh my God, Kathleen.
Yeah.
It was so sad that you weren't there because you would have just been over the moon about it. No pun intended. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. It was well, I mean, I can go in a lot more detail when we're face to face, but it was such a beautiful gathering. Yeah, and it brought people from all over, people that didn't know each other carpooled. It was incredible. It was really gorgeous. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much for tonight.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
thank you.
welcome. It's wonderful having everybody. All right, so let's blow out the candle together. And after we blow out the candle, I got a little something to say when we blow this out. If you guys are willing, let's do some howling. I think we should be howling at the moon all the time, every chance we get. So as we blow out, the wild spirit in me sees, honors, and respects the wild spirit in each and every one of you. Deep breath in and out we howl. Ready? In.
I like to do that outside with my neighbors in bed. I don't know where it's coming from.
Love it. Love you, women.
Bye, guys.
Bye.